What's up, guys? Sergeant Duncan here. We are about to go over what you need to do, what information you're going to need when you come and fill out your packet, your application with me. Okay, so usually the way it works is you would go online at home and do this yourself, but as of right now, the ACE application system is down, so you're not going to be able to do it from your computer. So if you're watching this video, that means that you're going to need to come in and we're going to have to do your application together in my office. So if that is the case with you, you need to follow along with this video and make sure that you bring all the information from each section that I'm about to go through. So I want you to take out a pen and a paper and write down exactly what you need, and make sure that you have all this information next time when you come to my office for your appointment to do your application. Okay? Physical screening we can do together, don't worry about that. Personal screening, don't worry about that. Moral screening we're going to do together. This section is going to be all yes or no. Technology is going to be all yes or no, so that's easy. This one's going to be easy. Contact method, I'm going to need, for contact method, this is what I'm going to need for you, okay? I'm going to need at least your phone number and your primary email address. So that should be very easy. Make sure you have that written down and ready to go when we start doing your application. Next section. All right, this is moving slow, sorry. Okay, so that's easy. Okay, residences. This is a tough one for a lot of people because it has to go back. So we need your residences to go back at least to your 16th birthday, okay? Unless you are over the age of 27, then it just has to go back 10 years. But we need this to go back to before your 16th birthday. So this is the way it's going to look, okay? Let's say you just have one address that goes back before your 16th birthday. That's all I need, okay? This is the information I'm going to need for that, what do you call it? For this section, okay? I'm going to need the dates that you live there. So the date that you started living there to the date that you stopped living there. So if that's your current address, it's going to be present. So on the piece of paper, write down from date, the date you started, to date, to present, okay? I need the address, okay, the full address, okay? And then we need a reference for that address, okay? So the reference, it cannot be related to you at all. They can't be your family. It has to be somebody else, okay? And just remember, when we're talking about references, you cannot use the same reference anywhere on the form, okay? So if you've had one address, I only need one reference. So make sure you get this information. So push pause right now and see the information that you're gonna need. I'm gonna need all this information to type in here. I'm literally gonna be typing this in here with you here. You're gonna be doing it, but we need to make sure it's good. And then we need the reference's address, so make sure you have that, all that information. And then make sure, I just need one phone number in here. I'm gonna just put the same phone number 3 times, that's fine. And then I need the email address, okay? These are the things that you need for this section, okay? Okay, and then once that's done, okay, let's say you have 2 residences, okay? It's gonna be the same thing. So however many residences you've had, I need to know all the residences you've had for the last 2 years, or since you turned 16, before you turned 16. Okay, and for each one of those, I need a different reference. So if you've had 2 residences, that means I need 2 different references, and they can't be the same and they can't be related to you, okay? So if you have any questions on that, rewind this video and listen to what I say, because we're not going to be able to finish your application if we don't have that. I know it's a lot, but that's okay. So if you have 3 residences, you need 3 references, okay? Okay, employment history. This should be pretty simple too. This is what you're going to need. Okay, so if let's say you've had one job, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing when you come in here. I'm going to be adding your one job, okay? So I'm going to need all the jobs that you've had since before you turned 16, okay? So let's say that you've had one job. All I need is that one. So I'm going to need the name of the employer. I'm going to need the position. Okay, make sure you're writing all this down so when you come in, we can just copy it over really fast. I don't want this to take all day with us, okay? Employment activity is going to be non-government activity. The dates of employment, I need the exact dates, okay? So find out the exact dates or your very best guess, all right? But we're gonna have to put an exact date in there. To date should be present, okay? If that's your current job, okay? Employer address, that's the address of the employer, and then the phone number to that employer, okay? Applicant, this is your manager's information at that employer, okay? Then this is the address of the employer, okay? And then this is your supervisor information, okay? So I need his first name, middle name, and last name. I'm going to have to put a middle name in there, so make sure you have a middle name for me. I need their email address, I need their phone number, I need their address. Their address can be the same as the work address though, that's fine, okay? And then that should be it, okay? So if you've had the same job since you were 16, that'll be all you have to do. You only have to do one. Let's say you've had a gap in employment, okay? Let's say you're a student, you've had a gap in employment. I'm gonna need to know the times that you were unemployed, okay? If you've had 2 jobs, I need the dates for both of those jobs, okay? And that's it, and I need the same information for both of them. So all that information I just talked about in the last section, I need it again, okay? So don't forget, make sure you write it all down, because if you don't have it, it's gonna delay us a lot, okay? So bring all of your information, all the employment you've had for the last 2, since you turned 16, all right? Military service schools, that's probably not gonna apply to you, so that's fine. Foreign history, okay? If you have a passport, I need you to bring in your passport, and I need the information from your passport. So just bring your passport in because we need it, okay? Even if it's expired, I need it, all right? And then that's all I need from that section, okay? All right. Education, background, that should be easy. Education, I need to know your high school information, okay? So if you, let's say you went to Foothill High School, I'm gonna need the information from that high school. So I'm gonna need the address, I'm gonna need, or I'll just show you here, okay? So this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna answer these questions here, okay? Let's say you're a junior. Have you attended school in the last 10 years? Yes. Are you currently enrolled? Yes. Are you currently a senior? Let's say yes. Okay, let's say that. Do you expect to graduate on time? Yes. Okay, let's say your graduation date is, so I need to know what your graduation date is. Let's say it's May 31st. Okay. No, and yes. Okay, so once I do that, I'm gonna need to put in, shoot, hold on. Let's make this 2020. Okay, make sure you're paying attention to this next step because I need this information, okay? Hold on. Okay, adding education. Okay, I'm gonna need your school name, which if you're one of my recruits and you're not another recruiter, it's gonna be Foothill. But if you're working with a different recruiter and it's not Foothill, you're gonna write you're gonna just write down your information so the recruiter can look it up. The date you started high school and the date, and if you're in high school, it's gonna be present. But if you graduate already, I need your exact graduation date, and then I'm gonna need your graduation date for here, and then I'm gonna need your school location. So I'm gonna need the address of the school, and then I need a reference from the school. So most people, what they do is they just put down one of their teachers. For the address, I just need the school address again. For the email, I'm gonna need the teacher's email address, so make your best guess at that. And then the phone number of the school will be fine, and then that should be it, okay? If you've gone to 2 schools, I'm gonna need both those schools' information, okay? All the schools that you've gone to since you turned 16, okay? Moving on. So again, if you have any concerns about this, rewind this video, make sure you pause the video, make sure you're following along because I'm gonna need all this info. Okay, family and associates, this is an important one, okay? I need all of the family that you've had, or all, go ahead, hello, hi, you're good, what's up? Okay. I'm making a video of how to fill out this, or all the information I need. Not the ACE, but for me to fill, like the stuff that they need to bring in. Right, so I'll send it to you. It's gonna have you in it now, but okay. See ya. Okay, so we're doing family and associates. Okay, so I need anybody that's on this drop down. Take a look at this drop down really quick. Anybody that's on this drop down, I need that information. Okay, I need their information. So for a lot of people, it's just going to be mom and dad, maybe brother and sister. But if your parents have been remarried and they're currently remarried, that means you're going to have like a stepmom or a stepdad and maybe stepbrothers and sisters. Okay, so I'm going to need all that information. Okay, anyone that you have the information on, especially mom and dad. Okay, so let's say mom is usually the most complicated if she's used other names. Okay, so I'm going to need last name, first name, middle name. Okay, I'm going to need place of residence, which should be the United States in most cases. Date of birth, I need the exact date of birth. I need to know what city and state she was born in, or he. And then, okay, let's say, and then also, you don't see this here, but this is going to pop up after I answer, has this person used additional names? The answer is yes. Okay, so let's say they use additional names, then this screen is going to pop up. I'm going to need to fill out this screen. So for a lot of people, let's say your mom and dad are married and your mom took your dad's last name. That means she has used another name. So I'm going to need her maiden name. Okay, in the previous screen, I'm going to put her actual name, but I'm also going to need her maiden name, which is, so her previous last name, her first name, her middle name again, and then the dates that she used it. So the date that your mom would have had a maiden name would be from the day she was born until the day she got married. Okay, and then if she got divorced again or anything like that, I also need the dates of those names as well. So I need to know her maiden name for anybody who's changed their name at any point. Okay, so this part's for your security clearance. The rest of the people, other than mom, it should be pretty simple. You're just going to fill out their information, what city and state they were born in, and that should be good. Okay, if they are not born in the United States and they became a citizen, that means they probably have a naturalization certificate. I also need a copy of that form as well if they were born outside of the U.S. Okay, so again, this is the list of people I need. For sure, mother and father, but also brothers and sisters as well, and then anyone else that you think applies on this list. Okay, that's it for family and associates. So make sure that you have all that, because that's usually a sticking point when it comes to finalizing this application. Okay, moving on. Let's see. And then the last section that can be complicated for some people is character references. Okay, so I'm going to need 3 references, and I need the date to say that you've known them for at least 7 years. Okay, so this is the information I need on each reference. Okay, so when you're filling out this form, make sure you're telling me what section everything's for. That way we can just knock it out really fast. So these are character references. So I need last name, first name, middle name. Okay, rank and title, I don't care about that. Reference address, so that's where they live, and then I also need their phone number. Okay, I know it asks for 2 phone numbers, but as long as I have 1 phone number, I'm cool. And I also need their email address. Okay, we can't click I don't know on these sections, so I need that information for your character references. Okay, and I need 3 of them, and that should be pretty much it. Everything else we should be able to do together without having you needing to look up any information. So if you need to, rewind this video, watch it, write everything down. Make sure that when you come in for your appointment to do your application, that you have all this information on hand. Okay, again, this video is just for people who are being forced to do their application in my office, meaning the online application is not working on your end. We're always going to try to have you do it on your end first, because you're supposed to fill it out, but this is the last case scenario. So make sure you have all this information when you come in, along with everything else that we need for your folder. Okay, I'm just going to show you really quick what else you need when we do your online when we do your packet. So I'm just going to show you here. Hold on. This is the information. This is the stuff that I'm going to need from you. Probably at this point, your recruiter made you a folder, but if they didn't, if you're working with a different recruiter and they did not make your folder yet, it should look something like this, but basically all the folder says is what you need. So if you have a driver's license or a state ID, I need that. If you have I need a birth certificate, the original. You're gonna need the original for your folder, your original social security card, your high school diploma, or I need your high school letter signed by your counselor, and your recruiter should give that to you. So if they haven't given that to you and you're a senior in high school, make sure you ask for that. College diploma, that shouldn't apply to most of high school students, but if you have a college diploma, you're a little bit older and you're going to need that. Any of these other documents that apply to you, just take a look really quick. If any of these apply to you, we're going to need it. And then the direct deposit form, if your recruiter did not give you a direct deposit form for a bank to fill out, what they're going to need is your bank account number, your bank name, and the routing number for that bank. And that is about it. So take a look at this. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, this is Sergeant Duncan. Yeah, if you need anything else, just let me know. If you're working with a different recruiter, ask that recruiter those questions, but this should be enough information to get your entire enlistment packet done in one appointment after that, okay? One thing I didn't add is your parent signatures on all the forms that your recruiter should have given you as well. If you haven't got those, ask your recruiter for those. All right, let me know if you have any questions. That's it.